Donald Trump just told the Pentagon to start planning military action in Nigeria. Let's look at why his threats are ill-informed, reckless, and likely to make the problem worse in this edition of the Unpopulist's Executive Watch Abuse of the Week. As we've seen before, the president's brazen actions tend to be driven by whatever gets played on Fox News or shoved in front of his face on any given day. Well, earlier this month, that was probably Ted Cruz talking about the thousands of Nigerian Christians who have been killed since 2009. It's a story that's spreading among the right, as an example they point to of global anti-Christian persecution. Apparently, the story has finally slid its way across the president's desk, because he truthed out this week that the states will immediately stop all aid and assistance going to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, saying the action will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. First of all, phrasing, my guy. Second, the crisis in Nigeria is far more complicated than the president understands. Violence there includes an entrenched Boko Haram insurgency, farmer versus herder clashes rooted in long-standing land and sectarian conflicts, rampant banditry, and local political rivalries. While extremist groups such as Boko Haram and the Islamic State in West Africa often frame their violence in religious terms, the data does not support a single Christian genocide narrative. Many attacks have targeted markets, mosques, and any civilian gathering available. Yes, Nigeria's government has failed to adequately protect its citizens' religious freedom, but those failures cut across identities, not just Christianity. If the US answers perceived persecution with military threats, what about the Uyghurs in China, the Rohingya in Myanmar, or the civilian suffering in any other conflict? Picking one country for intervention because it fits a partisan narrative turns human rights into political theater. None of this denies that Christians suffer terrible violence in Nigeria. We know that they do, but some have pushed a story that frames Nigeria as uniquely hostile to Christians, a framing that flattens messy realities into a blunt moral claim. The right response to persecution is protection, accountability, and long-term rebuilding of law and institutions. The US should be a partner against violence, not an impulsive judge with a barrage of bombs. That's your Executive Watch Abuse of the Week. To stay up to date with the entire project, subscribe for free at theunpopulist.net.